everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League, Season 15, Week 2. Today, we got MS-322, we got Outlaw Destroyers, we've got this guy,
Dire team back.
Moon River.
This guy, that is me.
Some
Radiant
weirdo who
team
doesn't
back.
even have a legit copy of Risk of Rain 2. You're why they stopped updating the game.
Did they really?
They're like making a new game, and it really is looking like, well, not a new game. They're making a Risk of Rain 1 remake, and it's looking like they're just gonna stop updating Risk of Rain 2 to focus on it.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, it kind of
10
is. It does feel like
seconds
there's
remaining.
some stuff left in Risk of Rain 2.
5 seconds remaining.
Night Stalker knocked out, Brewmaster knocked out. MS-322 does not want to live with that Night Stalker
Dire
again. No
team
surprise
back.
there.
Radiant team
Oh, I
pick.
can't see the stream, by the way.
Click on my avatar.
Oh, okay.
Dire team pick. Lena.
And what a surprise, Lena,
Lena.
first pick. You want to hear something sad?
Let's hear it.
I think even though Lena has been first pick in this phase every single time it's been an option, I think we've seen it won a grand total of one game
10
so far.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. It
As,
won, or it
5
lost both
seconds
games in my
remaining.
series last week.
Yep. Which we recorded are actually up right now as we speak.
Poggers, I'll be watching that.
Yeah, you'll get to see me flame the hell out of your Game 1 draft and then flame the hell out of Looter's Game 2 draft. Speaking of flames, got the Lena up here first.
Target banning, Ailey's. Interesting choice.
Not a big surprise. I feel like I said before, a lot of MS-322's early games in this season are probably going to be Treon again. Probably going to be a lot about the Heelys, where he's able to go. Last game they had Heelys on a hero that really just doesn't scale at all, and it's pretty much like a glorified support when it turns into the mid game.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
it just went nowhere. He just couldn't do anything.
Yeah, he's kind of relying on other
5
heroes,
seconds
and
remaining.
he doesn't really like play well off Ember Spirit, I think, after a certain point.
And they're a little redundant in what they do.
Radiant team pick.
For his actual function in a fight.
Dawnbreaker again, I like it.
Outlaw Destroyer saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. MS-322 saying if it's broke, fix it.
I think they have a 3-way flex with this Dawnbreaker.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know
remaining.
the support line pool at all, so I couldn't tell you. I at least could
5
pretty
seconds
confidently say
remaining.
Vex probably plays it.
Oh yeah, Vex loves this hero.
Yeah, you can see that from his DeviantArt favorites. Don't leave that as a big gap of silence.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah.
I
Tumblr
mean,
fan.
in fairness, if there's anybody you make that remark about, it's definitely Princess, not Vex, right? Like,
I think Princess is into Wind Ranger fan art.
I think Princess is into everybody fan art.
That's true, yeah.
We had he was on in one of the series we did
Radiant
earlier
team back.
and named his waifus, and he named almost every single female hero in the game.
Oh.
I think he even
Princess
forgot about TA. Got the
Dire
silencer up
team
here.
back.
Silencer can be a really obnoxious hero for both of these guys to deal with. If Adam's confident about it, it can do well. Only problem, Silencer needs really good frontline. If you can just reach out and touch Silencer at the start of every fight, then he is less than useless as a hero.
10
I think it's
seconds
okay on
remaining.
support. You can always, even if you die at the start, you can always buy back and press
5
global.
seconds remaining.
It's true.
Still have impact.
Radiant team ban.
They're opting to ban out PvC again.
Very sad.
Forcing to play uncomfortable heroes. LD12 is where friendships go to die.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm very surprised. If it's not Lena Pause 1, which I mean it could be, I wouldn't be too shocked by PvC just saying, oh yeah, let's just do this. This is cool right now. If it's
Yeah,
not Lena
it's
Pause
definitely-
1, Really shocked. I feel like if you get first pick as MS-322, which is almost probably what you
10
want,
seconds remaining.
because Adam's pool is, let's just be blunt.
5
Adam's pool,
seconds
you're not going to
remaining.
be doing a lot of counter picking with Adam's pool, probably. You can probably take the first pick in the last phase and be okay. Uh, he's really good on a narrow range, which makes his counterplay bad, but it makes his countered play not so bad. That's fine. If this isn't PVC, I'm very surprised I don't pick it here. I'm very
I
surprised I
don't.
don't pick
I
it
don't
here.
believe. I don't believe Adam plays the Lena hero. He might though,
Radiant team ban.
but I think PVC has been practicing the Lena in pubs, so I'd be surprised if it wasn't him.
I thought that about the Lycan a few weeks ago, and by a few weeks ago I mean 1 week ago, but that was not the case. So PVC has a very
10
deceptive match
seconds
history.
team
If you
ban.
haven't heard, got
Does
that
he?
Spectre going up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Games in his match history, just it's like he plays a lot of games in the Berenstein universe. That's the problem. So you think you see a
I see. I
PVC in a
see.
bunch of games, but he's just not.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Pretty much the exact same ban layout here. A little surprising they committed to the Invoker ban, even with Dawnbreaker on the table. Guess they're assuming that Iceman is just not going to want to run it twice, but I don't know.
Uh, I think it's an okay ban just to be safe in case it is Dawnbreaker 3. I'm disappointed in the lack of a banner for MS-322 though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Dire
PVC does a
team
lot
pick.
of judgment about a lot of teams' banners, just doesn't have
Yeah.
one himself.
I think he's doing a thing where like every week he just like puts graffiti over the enemy team's banner and uses that.
Radiant
Maybe he
team
forgot to
pick.
upload it or something.
Yeah, he was asking me about it. He was asking me about some kind of weird fictional team. It's like something about dolphins. Nick's Assassin coming up here.
It's an interesting pick. I don't know what it
10
does.
seconds remaining.
I would have assumed that it was a deny pick for the Dawnbreaker,
5
but
seconds
they already have a
remaining.
silencer. I don't think they'd commit 2 picks for this Dawnbreaker.
Radiant team pick.
Could be that it's just assuming a core silencer.
Maybe.
It's a core silencer, just you hate to see the Neeks. Getting loads of your mana burned off. Getting stunned every second in every fight because of your Q.
10 seconds remaining.
Not the best for Lena to play into either, just on the grounds of A,
5
the
seconds remaining.
aforementioned mana burn, and B, the fact that Lena's abilities are just so wide and difficult to control outside of Laguna that a lot of times you're just going to be accidentally stunning yourself on Neeks, and if you're a pause one, you don't want that to happen to you.
It's also really good at finding the Lena in the back at the start of fights. Could be something to think about.
MS-322 has not heard the news that Ogre Magi is so last summer.
I'm surprised actually. I think Beta Bit slows us here. Seems the wrong team picked it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of see it a little bit, and just in the fact that it's like, you're picking the Ogre in this game to charge up the Lena and the Silencer for the right clicks, more than you're picking it for the stun, the DOT, or the ability to be tanky, which is gone now, unfortunately, for him. It is weird living in a time when Ogre Magi really isn't actually a very
Dire
tanky
team
support.
pick.
Got the Sand King here, speaking of heroes that you don't see that much of anymore. I gotta be honest, I really don't like the Sand King into the Neeks Assassin. I feel like that's way too easy for Neeks to mess up.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird pick.
10 seconds
I'm
Could
not
just be
remaining.
huge.
comfort.
I'm not huge about it into the Dawn either, because if Dawn is not the recipient of the
5
Sand King
seconds
special,
remaining.
she can just kind of hit R on top of it and just completely unwrite it, which is a little bad. I don't know. Healy's just wanted to play Sand King this game, and who's gonna say no to that beautiful voice? Besides you and a few other people.
I would never say no to Healy's. He always gets what he wants.
Healy's gets what he deserves.
Radiant team banned.
Shadow Fiend.
I think you probably. I don't know what you
10
picked here.
seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Not Puck is the answer to that. I don't know. In theory, I feel like Sand King versus Shadow Fiend could be a good matchup for the Sand King. You know, what's Shadow Fiend going to do to
10
the
seconds
Sand King ult in
remaining.
the early
Team
game?
ban.
Except have Neek's Assassin tank the stun for him, have Dawnbreaker ult on top of his head, have Treon Protector, Living Armor. I mean, there's a lot of answers to how squishy Shadow Fiend is on his own lineup. I guess a lot of compensation, rather, for how
10
squishy Shadow Fiend is on his
Dire
own
team
lineup.
ban.
And really, outside of really baller global silences, I don't really know what they do to stop any of that. There's a lot. There's a 20-pound bag on the back of silencer in this game. I feel like, and it's just getting heavier and heavier.
10 seconds remaining.
It's kind of the same thing we saw one of the Sandganger games week 1.
5
It's like
seconds remaining.
when the global silence is out, this team can do a lot of really
Radiant
good
team
stuff.
pick.
When the global silence isn't down, they can't do anything at all, basically.
They kind of need a frontliner, someone that just walks in the fight.
Let's see who they pick.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm a little unconfident they get one, considering that I'm almost certain that Sand
5
King is
seconds
healers.
remaining.
I would be okay with a Monkey King pick. I'm a little biased because I just love the hero, but I think it's an okay game for it.
Get her Remy too.
Dire team pick.
Admiral
Kunkka.
Kunkka.
Okay.
A bit of a frontliner.
Yeah. I
Also, another hero that gets really owned by Neeks. Doesn't really like the Treant or the Dawnbreaker. I don't know. I'm not big on this 322 lineup, to be honest with you.
10 seconds
At the very
remaining.
least, a Tiebreaker is gonna make Shadow Fiend cry
5
a few
seconds
times, almost
remaining.
invariably, if he goes Fizz damage build. But that's almost where the upside ends, I feel like. Very brave to pick it blind into last tier.
You may now
We're
Void
gonna look at a
Spirit.
Void Spirit, Vex on the Dawnbreaker then. Which, yeah, that really screws this whole team up, actually. Yeah, hey, Moon River, I got a question for you, right?
Sure.
So it is a support silencer, so if you kill the support silencer, then he can just buy back and ult, right?
Correct.
What if they don't do that, and instead Iceman just goes behind him with the Ags and just silences him when he's supposed to be able to do the global, and he just doesn't kill him, he just has to sit there like an idiot?
You could do that, yeah.
A Void Spirit could be a really major pain for this whole team. All of them just need to be able to cast, simple as. And quick Ags on the Void Spirit can make this team just
10
completely
seconds
unable to
remaining.
fight anything, especially in conjunction with the Neeks Assassin, being able to
5
blow up the mana,
seconds
being able to
remaining.
take all this massive AoE with the Carapace. Like, every time Neeks hits Carapace in this game, there's a good chance he genuinely just gets 5 stuns. Like, every time.
I think this game is gonna ride a lot on the mid lane. I think Kunkka is favored in this lane, I believe. So if he does get a good
It's
start, I
not
think this
Kunkka
Void
mid,
Spirit.
or not Shadowfang mid, it's Void Spirit.
Yeah, the Kunkka Void Spirit matchup. I think
Okay.
Kunkka's favored. Yeah. So if the Kunkka does a good job of shutting down Iceman, I think Iceman is gonna have trouble having impact this game.
And the good news is
We'll
that no
see.
matter what happens, the Dawnbreaker's got a very easy time here. The only thing that
Yeah.
screws her up is the X, and that's basically it. And again, a global, but that's a global.
I do like the fast-paced
I get
nature
it,
of the
man.
Radiant
I
lineup
get
though.
it.
I think they'll have. If they get ahead, I think they'll have an easy time making moves and consolidating their lead.
The only problem is it's a little tough to see this team getting ahead particularly early.
Yeah, it all depends on the lanes.
Hey, Kid Dynamite's previous match, you just got fed as Ursa. Awesome. It's always a good morale boost when you're going into a game like this.
I usually can't see those because my game just blacks out.
Prepare for battle.
Unfortunate.
Tell your game to stop drinking.
Yeah.
Never try.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
They're really like doing this level 1 move. They did it last
Straight
game.
to
It was
the
kind of
bottom
weird.
with ya.
They had not really the best level 1.
At least this time they do have a pretty good level 1
it's
lineup.
A little better.
Sand King, Ogre, Lina.
The Dire probably expect this though after last game.
Yeah, they're just getting into the actually going themselves.
The counter smoke.
Sand's the shadow friend.
Peaches gonna tank.
Yep. Just gonna fight out the smoke here.
30 seconds to battle.
And
Cool.
dodge are stun. 4v5.
Oh, nice 2-man stun. They have no follow-ups though. They weren't ready for this.
Glad Healy's has matched Vex's sponsor by now joining Morb team.
Not Ultra Gunner.
Shoutouts to PVC and Patience for being the only people on their team to rock the MS-322 tag.
I can't set my team tag because my client is bugged or something for the last like 2 years.
Yeah, Randy has the exact same issues, had the exact same pro info for a long time, and he can't change it,
Yeah.
so he changed accounts.
Small indie company.
Oh yeah, I mean, they only make, you know, like
It's
what,
billions of dollars.
$50 a year maybe? I mean, they make all that money, but how much do you think it takes to feed Gabe?
That's true. He does need his 39th mansion. It costs a lot.
39th mansion, 39th Big Mac.
No, you don't.
It's another year on Half-Life 3, by the way. If anyone's taking account. And no, for all of you at home, Half-Life Alyx is not Half-Life 3. You can pretend it is, but it ain't.
Half-Life 2.75.
Yeah.
PVC with 3 denies. Really good first wave for them bot lane.
Missing some last hits, trying to get some damage on the Vex, though.
Oof. 4 denies. Surprisingly hard to last it on the serial. The animation is just, like you have to be used to it.
Good news is he did just get most of that under tower,
Yeah,
so
only
he was
missed one
equalized. Furoro getting a little messed up here. Unlikely to die, but unlikely to, I assume PVC just missed W there. And is getting tipped. Ogre Magi steals the last hit. Will be dinged for this, even though PVC couldn't have possibly gotten it. It will affect your final score at the end of the season.
I'm taking that out of your paycheck.
That last hit was 30% of your overall grade. Neek's trying hard to steal the tomato there, just did not get it. It's a bit unfortunate because that pull actually kind of went a little disastrously for Dawnbreaker there, this offlane, and that PVC got like all of it and the creeps too. The jungle creeps.
At least the wave is back now and Vex gets a free wave.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
So there is that. Can't then.
Mid lane, the Void Spirit getting a lot of denies, surprisingly.
Vex getting a little morbed up back here. Neek's doing a little Effie laugh back here. Conker's closing the gap on the last hits now, but is still quite far behind on the denies. Very slow lane phase so far. How's your day been? Tell us about your family.
I've just been playing Genshin all day.
Oh my god, can we get a new co-caster? Bling! Can we get a new co-caster?
That was me looking for a co-caster.
Yeah. Error. Error,
Well,
you
that's not
accidentally
bad.
publicly admitted to playing Genshin Impact. Okay, Treant is the first blood again.
Surprising. Oh, he just ticks out to the queue, I see.
Yep. Wow, actually last tick on it too, very unfortunate. Stick on CD. If he actually holds that stick, it's the one additional charge off that he actually might live, which is a little sad. Kid Dynamite and PVC Pipe are now tied for denies, but Dynamite has slightly more last hits here. He's gonna take a big chunk of his HP here. A little surprising Beta did not opt to take a living armor point a little earlier than this. Just because in this lane there's going to be a lot of this attrition. It feels like having at least a point of it here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
I'm
But
really
if they-
surprised by this skill build on the Shadow Fiend. He seems to be confident in it.
If they get away with it, then no harm done. Okay, they're going to just tower dive for PVC now.
He's going kind of deep for this. He's alone. Oh, nice
But,
Carapace.
Ooh! Vex swinging a miss there.
Misses. PVC breaking
Vex is
ankles.
gonna die! No! PVC turned around! Oh, bro!
Oh, I think he was blocked by the trees there.
That is super sad.
Pyches double kill them?
Real core on this team? Nope, never mind.
Very
Split
nice.
kill. Sad.
This is bad, but not the worst, because she just got 2 kills worth of XP.
Yeah, unfortunately it's post-nerf Ogre, but you know how it goes.
Yeah.
If only we were living in the world where PVC didn't just turn around there. It could be pathfinding, but if he turned around, he'll be tried for it in Court of Law. Right next to you for your Genshin plan. Check runes, please. It's the thing I really miss about the prevalence of the old team voice, like not team chat, but team text chat commands. Is being able to see them on replays and knowing when you're secretly communicating. Okay,
Cool.
PVC Pipe taking some punishment here. It's his first night, right? Like
breaking
you.
ankles. Wow. The jukes.
The good news is we got the funny jukes. The bad news is PVC is getting nothing for this. Wasting a lot of the offlane's time. He's not even
Oh.
dropping Q on the wave.
This
And he
sucks,
might die!
I think he's dead here.
Ogre Magi coming in last second, though. Oh! Well, he certainly
Good
better
raid.
not die now.
I believe he's dead. I think he'd rather just die.
Well, he just
Maybe
tried
you
to
got a
TP, so
couple
no,
of
he
his
doesn't. He wouldn't rather just die. Gonna suck a whole lot having to just walk back to lane there.
Yeah. I'm suffering on the CS too. This isn't looking good.
Missing loads of CS. In fact, the wave is at like the perfect place for him right now. He is missing a lot of XP. Healy's just randomly died at top in a lane that probably shouldn't have terribly much kill potential. Oh mama, this isn't going well.
3 points on raids. I think they actually do kind of mess with this Sand King a bit. Doesn't matter if you're invis, you can still die.
That's true. On the other hand, 3 raises, if you want to spam the raises, you're also, at least ideally, going to be paying for that quite a bit. You know, the living armor now, which is going to help Kid Dynamite just sustain through a lot of the pain in this lane. So, not quite rhyming there, but pretty close. Neeks Assassin swinging a miss on this stun here.
Nice stun.
PVC gets a very good LSA there that not only gets both of the enemy heroes, but also gets a creep while it's coming down. Very nice. And Betabits randomly dies top again. Okay, just charging the silencer there. Betabits, please stop dying when the camera's not on you. Thank you.
I don't
I'm
consider myself the best player.
really surprised by the CS disparity in mid lane. 14 denies as a Void Spirit is kind of crazy.
Radiant's middle
14
tower
denies
is under
and
attack.
a 10 last hit advantage as well.
Yeah.
PVC. Oh my god, if PVC had that wave and if he was 6 right now, this could be really crazy. Also, we got some chaos coming up here at top. So, see a lot of that. Good Dynamite's just gonna eat a boat for free here. Roxy Roro getting hit off
Can't really
sides.
commit though.
Good Dynamite almost just dying to attrition here from the Sand King, but a timely intervention by the Dawnbreaker is gonna screw that up.
Oh man. If Sand King was 6 there, that'd be so good. Unlucky timing.
Sand King was 6 there, he could beat Miracle and Merkel in Dota 1.
Sure. Bring back that guy. He should be the co-caster.
Yeah. I mean, it is quite a pedigree if you think about it. But the reality is we're going to go Howler co-caster for the rest of the season. Once again, lane slowing down to a crawl here, which at this point is most certainly favoring the Dire here.
Yeah, 2k lead and it's not even 10 minutes yet.
Radiant's middle
Dynamite
tower
is actually going to have to go home to not die here.
He's never
It's a bit
tried.
unfortunate for him, but if you look at the net worth charts, like what's he afraid of? It's 500 gold above the top Radiant core, so I think he's a-okay with this situation. Sand King in particular, very great value in this situation. I mentioned earlier about how Healy's is going to be a very important part of the strategy for these early MS-322 games, and this could not be farther from your ideal, really.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
At the very least, this is giving him a good opportunity to just sit here and clean up for a little while. Lena is about to die, probably.
Nice stun from the Nyx.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gonna run into the trees again. Global silence, actually, here. Good timing.
No way she lives. Oh my god, that's criminal.
Dire's top tower
That's
Very
actually
sad.
criminal.
They're gonna kill Healy's for the crime of being down here, though. Maybe? Or maybe
Maybe
not.
not. No detection.
Yeah, it's true. Nothing on any of these guys. The good news is one of the supports in top lane just randomly died for no reason. Off camera.
Roxy in the middle of nowhere.
Feels like the almost constant in this game so far.
It's not looking good for the Radiant.
Hey, at least they got a broom handle. I actually like how these two got the other's ideal item. Very romantic in a sense.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now we're gonna have a point where Kunkka and Lena walk up to each other and exchange gifts. Or never mind, the possessed match just fell out, and that's a lot more interesting. Handle actually can be pretty good for Kunkka here if he's going for a more physically inclined build. He's going for a more blade mail inclined build so far, which is
Oh,
interesting.
he's doing the niche attack. Pretty good game for it, I think.
Yeah, they got a lot of damage they really can't control very well on both teams, so Blade Mail here is going to be a strong item on either side, really, if you can afford to get it. Only one downside, though. Hey, Moon River.
What's up?
Konka isn't going to be doing a billion damage. What are they going to do to kill Shadow Fiend?
I don't think they're too worried about Shadow Fiend at this point in the game. I think Alina will deal with him later. Or I'm worried about the other 4 heroes in the mid game.
Well, I mean, you can say that the Lena is going to deal with him later, but the Lena right now has half his net worth.
Yeah,
I don't
ideally
think
should
you
be
can
catching
really.
up.
I don't think you can really at this point say the Lena will deal with him later. I think you got to play realpolitik at this point. Lena ain't dealing with this guy.
I think if they make some good moves with Sand King Blink and Kunkka Blade Mail, they can turn this game around. They just need to buy time for Alina and shut down the SF Swarm. Right now he just has free farm of wherever he goes on the map.
The problem is, like I said, unless you got some awesome globals going on, goodbye Ogre's career. Unless you got some really awesome globals going on, Shadow Fiend's team is so good at protecting him. Treon Protector, the Neeks, the Dawnbreaker. Even without the intervention of the Void Spirit, that's just 4 heroes that are gonna make it really tough to get anything done to
Is
him.
under attack.
Helios has been caught. Good global. Really good global, actually.
Nice, he gets the ult off.
Yep, Helios drops the
Very
ult.
nice.
As a
Yeah.
result, everybody's dead.
Great turnaround. Yeah, this is what they need. Like I said, they don't really need to kill the SF, they just need to keep him contained in an area. Well, shut down his farm. This is a good start.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't want to say something mean, like, say, the ODs kind of did that to themselves a little bit.
Yeah, they did.
So you can't exactly count on that happening for you.
Your admiral is on board.
You want to
On
know
up
the,
and out, they can brute force this tower now that there's no epicenter or global.
Yep.
If they choose to.
Yeah, they can definitely hit under it. They can also just keep this wave back and just keep building up their own tower some more. It's always fun. Keely's gonna get hammered even though he's invis. Cannot get the revenge. Sad. Okay, Neeks is just gonna die now. Never mind.
Or will he?
Okay, yeah, he is dead. But PVC going down. Not great. Kinda desperately trying to get Iceman to break himself on the Blade Mail there. Just does not happen.
Oh, nice
Oh,
stuff.
Iceman is gonna actually go down
Is
here.
under attack.
A little sloppy from the buyer there. I don't think they need to force that hard. Oh, he's
Well,
better
this
too.
sucks.
Really nice catch.
To the deeps with you.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, this has kind of happened both games now, where the Dire just gets sloppy in their mid-game moves, and Radiant is really good at punishing that.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower is
Now
under
it's a
attack.
question of how they can parlay that into some actual success. Because the unfortunate reality of the situation is, while they have
That's
gotten
what
some
it
good
is.
capitalizations on this whole affair, and they have closed the net worth gap, they're still trailing the Dire cores by a pretty considerable amount. Iceman under tower here, looking very in danger.
Oh,
Very
actually-
surprised that there wasn't really that much of a response.
And
from
he
the
gets
team
the
so far.
blink out from Heelys. That's crazy.
And we got Treon going in pretty deep here.
You'll have to leave now, though. Oh,
Okay. Vex hammering down on the Sand King there.
good cleanup.
Trying to make that a little bit more neutral. It's still probably a win, all said and done for the Radiant, but
Dire's top tower is under attack.
PVC and Kid Dynamite having a little 1v1 at top. PVC Pipe does not want any part of this. Kid Dynamite accidentally just pulled this wave. PVC still in the trees.
He is terrified, it seems. It is kind of scary to just sit side lanes if you don't see Nyx.
Tree can also be pretty bad for you.
Yeah.
Tree comes out with like one other guy. You're just gone. And you know the Shadow Fiend's around. T2 jungle items dropping. A Grove though there that Vex just found. Kid Dynamite has to be salivating a little at that prospect. Has the only ranged hero on his team.
I like the item on Void Spirit too. It gives you a lot of magic resistance shred.
It's true.
And you apply it with your ult, so it's pretty nice.
I'll take your
But I bet you dollars to donuts, Kid Dynamite probably wants a little more.
He's definitely taking it.
Tree Protector getting a little cut out here. Really just, okay, shouldn't have done that. That was just a bad idea. Really need to get a Force Staff if you want to be doing plays like that against a team like this, and even that's a little unlikely to say because of the X, but at least you got a fighting chance if you do that, you know.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Swap Secure was just a little early, and as a result doesn't actually get anyone off of it, but Iceman is here
Dire's
to
middle tower
not
is
get
under
the
attack.
Lina and Blink away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And again, good play coming out here by the Radiant. Taking their picks, taking their strategic objectives as much as they can, and importantly, most importantly, they're not showing many weaknesses to the enemy to take advantage of. They're not showing their ass as they say in the business.
Do they say that? Never heard that.
Yeah, well, they say in a slightly different kind of business than you might be thinking.
Really nice catch.
Yep, Healy's looking very dead here. I don't know if they necessarily needed to commit 3 ults for him, but they got him in the end.
It's about sending a message. I believe the message is sent there.
The message is,
Right.
if we get caught, if we catch you, we are more than willing to sacrifice our ability to win a team fight in the next minute or two in order to kill you.
We're dead even on networks now, but most of that difference is actually from the supports on the Radiant side.
Yeah.
Belina is still quite far behind.
At the very least, there are far worse supports to have an advantage on than the Silencer here.
Yeah, I
He's
would
just
agree.
randomly gonna die.
done is done.
Yeah, there's a pause for that can definitely make some use out of that money. Silencer is it, certainly, and Roxy Roro on Silencer is not a bad place for that. Speaking of bad places, okay, BKB reveal on Kid Dynamite, who is now just gonna hammer that Kunkka.
Oh, well, that's
Disappears.
Healy's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they can't really find him though. And they choose really not to. They decided that they're tired of having Scorpion for dinner every night. They want some Ogre instead. Bit interesting, choosing the lower value target, but again, I guess it's about sending a message there that Healy's means nothing to them. You'll pick up on the Void Spirit. It's gonna frustrate the Kunkka a bit.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Certainly if Kunkka gets that BKB up, which in fairness, he is probably about to. Speaking of BKB, is a Mithril Hammer going to the Dawnbreaker? I wonder what that could be. The answer is Desolator.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Vex loves this item.
Why doesn't he just marry it?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See, I'm calling the idea that he loves this item into question if he's unwilling to tie the knot. I mean, does he have commitment issues, or what are we talking about here?
I think he's taken. He's married to
Ooh.
Broodmother. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, you want to hear some? You want to hear some backstage underground gossip?
Spill the tea. Let's hear it.
An unidentified Pos 3 in the LD2L named Dusty told me that Vex playing Broodmother was, quote, a grief.
I think Vex would agree with that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Vex would agree with like every negative thing that's being said about him so far today, but I'm not sure.
Apparently, yeah.
You really do not think of Vex as a particularly confident guy, I guess. Would you really want to be married to Broodmother, though? That seems, like, weird.
Isn't she's like canonically dating Monkey King or something, right?
It's still weird.
Yeah.
Also, you're committing Monkey King cuckoldry, which is just not, really not good in any way you swing it. I mean, it's like one of the most overpowered characters in all of like fictional history that you're talking about here.
I do love Sun Wukong.
Well, then it seems like we're at the first 5 minutes of a rom-com. What's gonna happen is you're gonna marry the Monkey King, and then Vex is gonna pick up the Brood Mother as a spare.
Everyone's happy.
And there we go. Speaking of everyone's happy, Vex is happy. He's finished his deso. A lot of slow farming action going on. Healy's is taking the top net worth on his team, which again probably isn't great if he's Sand King.
I'm surprised Lena isn't catching up fast. Ooh. Very
And,
awkwardness.
That's very interesting.
Just dead here now.
Yep. Oh my god, everyone's dying.
A bit of
Okay, not Kunkka. Kunkka's
Radiant's
fine.
bottom tower is under attack.
Everybody else on his team, though, I'm not quite as confident about their ability to live. Unless Vex whiffs another stun, and so does Neeks. But it doesn't matter, you got the Carapace, and the Carapace is super annoying for this lineup, and so goodbye. 4 down for nothing. This is starting to look really bad.
They're looking fine up till that point.
I mean, here's what changed. Kid Dynamite showed up and didn't immediately get blasted off the face of the earth this
Radiant
time.
structures
Like,
Yeah.
are fortified.
and he
I mean,
has a
not
4K.
too
He has a 4K net worth lead on the next person on his team. He has a 5K net worth, not 5K, a 6K net worth lead on the top Radiant core.
It's almost double the net worth of the enemy carry. I think Lena's just showing up to too many of these fights. She's not farming enough.
I think the problem is Lena's in a very cursed situation in this game because if she does try to just like farm on the sides, and they just got so much pick on that team, they can just get rid of it. Healy's gonna run in here to try and do something about this Roche attempt, but to say the least, it's not gonna work out for them. Lena is here again and just dies. Kunkka is finally gonna go down this time.
This is a game-losing fight right here.
Yep.
I don't
They
think
did kill the
we can
Dawnbreaker, but Dawn just bought back and ulted in, so they didn't accomplish
Yeah.
anything.
the lesson for you is not
KD! Just walk in front of this T1 and kill it! It doesn't have backdoor!
Checking for a DD.
There we go.
Miracle Ring.
Radiant's middle tower
Okay, yeah,
is
there we
under
go.
attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Simply get vision.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know what Radiant does to turn this game around at this point.
They hope Looter's playing on Dire and says
Radiant's
GG
middle
again.
tower has
GG, yeah, that's the only way.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh my
Holy damage.
god, Vex. Just hammering Healy's out of existence.
Where's the dust, Vex? You have a Quelling Blade. What are you doing?
Well, he needs a Quelling Blade to get out of the Furion.
That's true, yeah. Imagine if you could calling out of Treant ult. That'd be funny.
Yeah, just cut the vine. Imagine if you could just Quelling Blade Treant, period. Just insta-kill him.
Dire's middle
I
tower is
still
under attack.
fondly remember the old days when Diffusal Blade would just instantly kill the Warlock Golem, and Warlock had lines where he'd get pissed off if you did it.
How long have you been playing Dota? You remember a lot of things about this game.
The first new hero that was added when I was playing Dota was a
Radiant's
bad,
bottom
is the answer to
tower has
that.
fallen.
It's in beta.
I'm pretty sure that was before me.
I even used to say Dota 2 beta when I was in game, but it doesn't anymore because I have a new PC.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But you know, you know you're dealing with a real one if their Discord status says that they're in-game Dota 2 beta.
Did you play Dota 1?
Dire's top
Nope,
tower is under
I cannot
attack.
beat Merkel in it.
Yeah. Most unfortunate.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
T3 just going down bot here. They're just kind of having to watch while their world collapses around them. They're gonna clap back against a couple of these guys, but the Yule Scepter, just many of these things making it just a non-option. Again, I don't really know why they're backing here. They just kind of have at least go through the ages at this point, surely. Hi, Sand King.
Let the SF sit in front and hit the tower.
Kid Dynamite unknowingly just walks further into sentry range there. The team isn't really like around in good formation for this, but like 322, you want to talk about showing the ass? He just really showed the ass there. Everyone just goes out of tower range to try and get a kill on a guy with an Aegis. Like, punish that, guys. Come on.
I like the move though. I think they need to do something like this. You can't just sit in base and wait for them to take all your buildings. Even though for some reason they're deciding not to do that on Dire.
Just want to build up the net worth at the end of the game. 1 more items. Can't win till you have the full inventory.
Yeah, you need the rapier.
Yeah. I mean, hell, at this juncture, why not, right? Shadow Fiend is getting dangerously close to a 10k net worth advantage over Lina. Just want to kill all the outer towers so they can get their megas in one push. Just to send a message. It's about sending a message, you know? It's about making a statement. We're not going to be pushed around anymore. And by we, I mean you. I'm not pushed around. Ain't no one pushing me around.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I like being pushed around. It's nice when you're lazy, you know?
Can we get that on record? If there's a Mrs. Moon River... Oh. Got a bit of an insight to how that goes. Healy's does not realize that the Yule Scepter is not the best defense against the Void Spirit. Sand King is going to buy back for this.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This Aegis is
Why?
Yeah, this Aegis has expired on the Shadow Fiend.
Are they not just hitting high ground? I don't get it.
I don't know. They just don't. They want to troll the casters. Somebody knew that we were going to record this game, and they were like, we're going to make this as long as humanly possible, just to, because they know there's somebody that I'm like, yeah, I hope I get done recording before you go to sleep, because I got a few things I want to talk to you about. They know I'm going to say that to somebody, right? So they're like, we could win this game at 30, we're going to win this game at 70.
This is why Katie asked you to cast this game specifically.
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
Global Silence, this is actually a really good global fight and everything. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome, but
Star fades once more.
guys, why are you just winning? For God's sake, just win!
They
Just get together and
really
win.
need to fix this. This is a very sloppy play from Dire. I think against a team like Blue Jays or Minoy's team, I think this is very easily punishable.
I think they
They're
know
gonna
what they're
have
doing
trouble.
here. I think this is like they're just playing with their food and they know it. Taking a page out of the London playbook.
Coin for me.
Perhaps.
Gunka coming out here with the Shadow Blade.
I'm really surprised by what happened mid lane though. I think I need to watch that lane again. I don't think the Kunkka should lose lane. Definitely not lose lane that bad.
Well, luckily, outside of the last hit and deny counters there, it really did not seem like there was the sort of action to probably look at during a cast, so unfortunately, we saw basically none of it.
Yeah.
Gonna tick Iceman off because he asked me at some point, yeah, look at mid more, and it's like, I'm sorry, Iceman, you're trading last hits and denies. The other two lanes are just chaos.
Yeah.
Bonk.
This, oh my god. Shadow Fiend.
Oh,
man.
Lena Courier. Goodbye, Lena Courier.
Radiant's
That had
courier has
a
been killed.
had a
That
paladin
was
sword
fun.
on it. Did he just do that just to make him think he was here? Like, why else would the courier be going this way? You can
That's
see
the
my
next
mouse
level
starting
play.
to fail here. It's not holding the left click, which is really annoying.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, the Eels isn't good for the Void Spirit. It is pretty good for the Dawnbreaker. Kind of get some dust off the courier here.
She is chasing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh my god.
Rest in peace. Tip.
It's a beautiful day to keep teaching you lessons.
Radiant's bottom barracks
Kunkka. Nope, they stopped for some reason. That's interesting. This is okay. They're not going to be able to do
Oh, so
anything
sad.
anyway.
Close to bursting him.
Yeah, the advantage is just so far on the part of
Radiant's middle
this
tower
lineup. There's
is
just,
falling.
I mean, this would have been the case if they went uphill like 10 minutes ago, honestly.
Barracks are under attack.
Maybe not 10, maybe 5 to 8, but still.
15 minutes ago.
Yeah, there we go.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's top tower is falling.
Ely's swinging a mess on that.
Radiant's top
Oh my god, another boat just gets yuled.
Radiant's top barracks are under
Kunkka in shambles. Tree ult means the Kunkka in shambles got a bit more literal.
barracks are under attack.
It is now PVC pipe versus the world.
DVC won't ever call GG
Tower has fallen.
for some reason.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Goodbye.
Right now in comments, I bet you he's saying I have buybacks is one of them.
Radiant's middle tower.
He has
is
buyback,
falling.
he's just
Radiant's
choosing
bottom
not to use it out of protest.
Dire
It's a political thing.
Dire victory.
Well, this was a hell of a stomp. It did
Yeah.
not really feel like at any point the MS-322 lineup was in any real position to win this game. It just never felt like they had anything that looked like a clear path.
I think they had some hope towards the mid game around the 12-minute, 15-minute mark.
I don't know, I think the problem is like, the advantages that they did have just came in Outlaw Destroyers just getting really cocky and just doing, you know, just throwing themselves at the enemy. But I think
Yeah,
the
I agree.
unfortunate reality is that even if they do that a lot, I still don't know what you do unless Lena gets like turbo fed, and I just don't see that happening.
Yeah,
I think
the Lena just needs to hit more creeps while her team was doing those mid game plays. She kind of showed up to fights too much.
if 322 does better in the fights and they get more like very conclusive victories, then what happens is OD just starts playing more carefully, doesn't give them any of the openings, but doesn't really lose out on the farm since they still have pretty much total map control, and there's not really anything 322 can do about that with their lineup.
Yeah.
So I think like the worst possible outcome was that this wasn't a stomp. That's just what kind of felt like, and it just ended up feeling like it. 16 kill differential, but like, it just felt like OD just had this match from the starting gun, was never in any danger. I mean, look at that. Kid Dynamite, 12-0-10. Total damage dealt, 21,000. Actually less than the Dawnbreaker, did 29,000. I believe
Yeah, Vex popped off.
these two combined is nearly as much as the entire enemy team. Scratch one person from this lineup, like even scratch Lean, who did the least damage from this lineup, that's as much as the entire enemy team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very rough. OD was very clearly playing with their food. They clearly knew that they were in the driver's seat. They were just cocky. Just occasionally just doing things just to do it, just because, you know, who cares? We're going to win anyway, right? It's kind of what it felt like, honestly.
Good move from them. I think they need this like clean 2-0 morale boost. After
true.
the last couple weeks they've had.
Well, the last week they've had, this is week 2. But yeah, I mean, In fairness, it did feel like a lot of the kind of almost showboat gameplay was on the support line, which is presumably not going to be this next week.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't like Vex and Iceman were like, and Kid Dynamite, who was pretty much the game this game, didn't really do that so much. It did feel like it was mostly the supports just kind of, hey, I want to get some fun kills. I want to get some more items. But yeah, on one hand, if they don't seal the deal and they have the advantage against a more serious team, they're going to feel the pain. On the other hand, I don't know if they do this against a more serious team. Unfortunately, I think this was just a disrespect move towards 322.
I think they had the same issue when they played us week 1. And we punished
Huh.
it pretty hard.
Well, then maybe they should stop that. Either
Yeah.
way, with that all being said, unfortunate week for PVC. I don't think he got to learn anything. I think these matches are just too one-sided against him for these to mean anything really for him. Maybe a little bit, but either way. If you're somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. And the in-houses are still going off once in a while. The queues are still popping left and right. Stand-in still very necessary, so there's definitely a slot for wherever you want to be, as long as you're under the 3.5k mark. I mean, hell, it's actually, if you're like 3.9, you can stand in for somebody.
Apparently it's up to like 4.5k now or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, until next time, until next week, when we're going to be looking at Who the Hell Knows. See you then.